Okay, the final phase of grief process that I want to talk about in these little videos is acceptance. Acceptance is the one that I think has the best reputation. Like, we tend to, ant crawling on my toe. We tend to consider this the place where you want to end up, and this is the ideal, and this is, you work through all those other phases so you can get to acceptance. And yes, acceptance is a powerful place to be, and I think a really great place to be to work through many decisions and issues that come up in a mixed faith marriage. And I'm a big fan and advocate for working on and developing your ability to feel acceptance. I also want to say, though, that sometimes we can go into acceptance and then hop back out to depression, and then hop back into acceptance, and then hop back out to anger, and that's okay. Like, acceptance can be a place that we visit as we're still working through grief, and then we may step out of it and step back in it. And so if you have experienced acceptance and then maybe the next day you're back in, bargaining or anger or depression, that's okay. That's okay. You're doing it right. You've done nothing wrong. It's okay if you don't go to acceptance and stay in acceptance for the next 10 years. It's okay to let the process be a process. But do know that if you can find acceptance and you can create pockets of acceptance for yourself, that's a very powerful place from which to communicate, to make decisions, to reach out and show somebody that you love them. It's a very powerful place to make that forward momentum and to use it as a time to do that executive functioning of decision making and communication. And when you're not in acceptance, that's okay too, right? That is part of what's going on here. We don't always have to be in acceptance to be good people and to have good marriages. It's a great place to use and to tap into on a regular basis, but we can't always be there because there's a whole grief process to work through. But I do like to be aware of when I'm there so I can use it as a platform to use, to make some of the big decisions and have my executive functioning really be tapped in and used in a very strategic way. Okay, I hope you found these video series helpful. This is Brooke Booth, a life coach for Mormons in a mixed faith marriage.